Hey Aries, hope you're doing fantastic. Page of Wands, communication, connection, a spark, confidence, curiosity. So I'm guessing somebody's going to be connecting with you or trying to connect with you, or at least trying to get your attention. And then you have the Knight of Coins or Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about, sorry, there's some noise going on outside of my door. I don't know what that is. The Knight of Pentacles is about work, but it's about cautious. It's about paying attention to what's going on around you and working towards something that feels safe. So I want to stay safe in the fact that you're like only going to put energy into something that you know is reciprocating right now. Like I feel like you're not putting any time or attention into something that isn't going to work or doesn't have your best interests at heart. This is kind of somebody who's like, you know, I know where I stand. I'm not going to let anybody change my mind as far as what my decisions are, but I'm also being very careful to pay attention to my options and whatnot. And we've got a visitor. Hi, Henny. I don't know if you can see her, but she's definitely made her presence known. So she wanted to come in and say hello. Hi, BB. So the Page of Wands, though, is communication. The Page of Wands here is about, hi. Oh, kisses. Oh, so sweet. The Page of Wands is about, like I said, communication, some sort of spark, some sort of curiosity. So I do feel like somebody may be coming in wanting to talk to you or have something to do with you. And then the Knight of Coins next to it, come here, is you being, here, I'll do this. I don't want to. Then there's candles over there, so I don't want to like push her that way because I don't want her to get burned. The Knight of Coins or Knight of Pentacles, which is very weird because this is my shadow and she doesn't come around very often at all. So something special going on for you guys, Aries, for her to make an appearance. The Knight of Pentacles, like I said, though, is you being very cautious about whatever this is that's coming in. Definitely feel like somebody is trying to catch your attention, catch your eye. But you're being very cautious about it. You're kind of like, well, you know, I'm pretty much made up my mind about this decision. I'm not sure if you can change my mind. Hi, baby. I'm doing a read. Okay, come here. Come get on my lap. All right, the first card is your current position coming in. And you have the Ace of Cups. So, very interesting. I feel like one of the reasons... Okay, come here. I feel like one of the reasons that... Come here, sit on my lap. One of the reasons that you're not sure about this communication coming in is because there may be a new opportunity for you. And so I feel like you may have met somebody and you're not sure if you want to go back. You're not sure if you want to look back. There's this meme that I love that I have that somebody sent me a long time ago about like, you know, good God, no, don't go back to the people, the places, the situations that made you feel less than or made you feel hurt. So I feel like some of you may be interested in seeing what this past person has to say when they come back in, but the Ace of Cups says that there may be new love on the horizon. Now, the Ace of Cups could also be a new beginning with this person. The Ace of Cups is friendship, excitement. It's, you know, the butterflies in your stomach. It's, again, new and exciting. Something that potentially has a big possibility to lean towards love or to lean towards that aspect. But I feel like a lot of you may have met somebody new and now you're debating on, you know, do I want the old to have anything to do with the new? I'm holding my cat, just so you know, so hopefully her tail doesn't like, you can probably see it over in the corner. All right. The next card you have is the Two of Pentacles. This is how you're feeling coming into the month. So this is balance, priorities, change. Right now, Aries, you're working on your balance in yourself. You're working on making sure you have balance in your own life, making sure you have your priorities in check. And whatever, whether it's new love or old love coming back, you're not willing to sacrifice that. You're not willing to have that, you know, alter in any way. So you're kind of like, I've got my family life together, I've got my finances together, I've got this, that, and the other together, I've got what I want going on for me, but I'm not willing to let anything get in the way. So yes, would you like to meet somebody new who treats you fantastically, who you can grow with and have something new and special with? Absolutely. Would you like the past to return? I'm not so sure that you're feeling that, but would you be interested in having the conversation? Possibly. But whatever happens, new or old, you're not willing to, again, let that take anything off balance. You've got your finances in check. Some of you may be like, Dark Dove, that's, you know, far from, but you're working on certain things. You're working on your life. And before in the past, love or relationships or things like that have become complicated and dramatic and have thrown you off balance, and you're just not willing to sacrifice that balance for, you know, relationships or drama or anything that goes along with those types of situations. All right, the next card you have is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords has come up a few times. This is about somebody who's feeling hostile, somebody who's feeling confrontational, somebody who has some things to say. So I kind of feel like the universe is saying, look, you know, be careful with this past person. Don't let them throw you off balance. Don't let them kind of take your mojo away. Because even if you haven't met somebody new, even if you're not sure if you're going to meet somebody new, the thought of having a relationship again, or the thought of meeting somebody again, or the thought of really connecting with somebody again is positive. You don't want to go back here to this Knight of Swords where you feel kind of a negative connotation. I think the universe is reminding you, like, don't go back to, if you are going to talk to this past person again, who is going to be trying to communicate with you, if you are going to talk to this past person again, if you feel a negative vibe with them, if you feel like you want to confront them, if you feel like you have anger towards them, then this is something you're going to need to figure out. This is something that you're going to need to decide on whether it's a good thing to let them back in. Now, it may be that you have some things you need to get off your chest, and maybe that's what you're here for. Maybe you're willing to entertain them so you can get some sort of closure and say, hey, you know what, this isn't for me. This doesn't work for me. I you know, don't appreciate what we went through. I don't appreciate what you put me through. And, you know, some of you may just be like, shit, I've got some things to say. You want to have a conversation? Let's have a conversation. You want to come back from the past? Great, but I've got some things lined up for you. You may just need to get it off your chest and say, sayonara. The next card you have is the past few weeks, past month or two, and you have the Six of Wands, achievement, success, pride. This definitely feels like you're in a headspace of saying, okay, you know, I'm doing just fine on my own. I don't need anybody. The difference is you want somebody. You don't need anybody. You're not codependent. You don't have to have somebody in your life to thrive. In fact, you're thriving quite successfully, and that's why you're feeling the Six of Wands, the success. That's why you're feeling this Two of Pentacles, which is the balance. That's what you're needing right now. You've got your priorities in check. And to tell you the truth, Aries, you guys are like on fire. Like immediately, I just keep hearing thriving, thriving, thriving. Like no matter what you're doing, you're going to be successful. You're going to feel successful. Even if it's freaking, I cleaned out my closet I've been wanting to clean out for 3 years. You're going to be taking steps towards having a more fulfilling life for you, not for anybody else, but for you. Obviously for your kids, your fur babies and whatnot, but not because you're placating some love interest or somebody else who doesn't have your best interest at heart. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. I love this. Ace of Pentacles is new. It's opportunities, it's prosperity, it's abundance, it's beginnings. So new beginnings here. I definitely feel like somebody may be coming back, Aries. I don't know that you guys are going to be willing to open up or open new arms to them, or I really still feel like you have this anger towards them. Now, you need to get past that and get some closure, even if you don't get closure directly with them, because if you do have new love coming in, and you do have new opportunities, and you do have new beginnings coming in, this needs to be closed out for you to do that. Otherwise, you know, if we don't do that, we leak those you know, concerns, those insecurities, the trust issues, whatever, those leak into the next relationship and the next relationship and the next relationship. But you have some very big newness coming in. This is even new career, new money, new finance. I love the Ace of Pentacles because it's just new and abundant throughout every aspect of your life. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks, throughout the month, you've Justice. Man, Justice has been showing up everywhere. This is Libra's card, so you could be dealing with a Libra or have Libra placements in your chart. But Justice is about cause and effect. So again, if this person comes back in and wants to have a conversation with you, you are going to explain to them very thoroughly, maybe in a little confrontation, maybe a little heated behind it. You're going to be explaining to them, I don't know what her deal is with your guys' read, but this is now the third time she's gotten on the table. My cat is very intuitive, so something definitely going on for you guys, Aries. Like I said, this is not normal behavior for her. But with the Justice card, now sometimes Justice represents marriage, so it could be some of you guys are marriage minded or are interested in getting married. But more so, this is you explaining to the person, or this is you understanding that if you cheat, there is an effect. If you treat me badly, the effect is I leave you. So I feel like this is almost you telling this person, hey, by the way, if you treat me a certain way, there are consequences. Um, there are, you know, reactions to an action. So justice, kind of like justice is served. I have a feeling this person is kind of coming in hoping that they can say, well, I'd like to get married, or hoping that they can come in and say, hey, you know, I miss you, I love you. This isn't going to work, Tava. Not right now, sweetheart. I love you so much, but I'm trying to do this read. Hold on, guys, sorry. I don't know why she's infatuated with your read, but if she would sit and not sit directly on the cards, I'd feel a lot better. All right. We'll just see what she wants to do. It's fine. All right. Like I was saying, with the Justice card, I feel like this is you kind of explaining, almost like to a child, this is why I don't want to be with you, or this is why it won't work. Like, they don't understand, and they want to come back in. With this Page of Wands, like, I feel them coming in tra-la-la, like very triumphant, like, here I am, I want to be with you, I you know, can't wait to rekindle this. And you're kind of like, wait, what? I'm looking for something new. I want new love. I don't want this. I don't want, you know, I don't want the old. I want new beginnings. I want somebody that treats me right. You've done so well that, again, like I said, it's that, you know, I'm not looking back. I can't go back. There's no way I could go back. The next card you have is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is, can be considered a card of anxiety, depression, but it's more of in your head. And so I feel like this person coming back may bring, oh, sweetheart, you're such a sweet kitty, may bring back some sort of self-doubt, like, did I make the right decision? Or should I give this person another chance? Or should I, all right, come here, get back on the chair. Or should I, you know, see what they have to say? Is there a possibility we could get back together? I feel like, Aries, I hate to say it, but I feel like a lot of you are just done with the situation. However, them coming back is making you rethink it. Don't let them get in your head. Don't let them make you feel anxious. This is getting in your head. This is a paranoia or a confusion or thinking, double thinking, the nail biting of like, did I make the right decision? But for a lot of you, yes. Now, can you guys eventually reconcile? Maybe. But right now, I don't think they're coming in with the right mindset. I think, like I said before, that tra-la-la, I'm here, don't you want me back? And you're like, are you serious right now? Do you have any idea what you put me through with this Justice card? And now you expect me to just open arms? Hey, I want you back. Hey, I love you. Now, it could be new love coming in with them, but this is newness that's beyond that at this point. It's very interesting. It's a narcissistic type behavior. Now, I'm not saying they're a narcissist, but the behavior of the way they're coming in with the Page of Wands is definitely, well, I'm here, don't you want me? And you're kind of like, are you serious right now? Do you have do you have anything else to say for yourself? Because I feel like a lot of you didn't even get closure the first time, and now you're going, really? And you're just here like, hey, don't you want me back? Don't you? This person seems very arrogant to me. The next card you have is the Knight of Pentacles. Twice, okay? You have the Knight of Coins. Again, you're going to be very cautious about the situation. Now, I think you're being cautious where new love is concerned as well, but the Knight of Pentacles is definitely like, if you work for it, I might be willing to give you my coin a little bit. I might be willing to, you know, hear you out a little more and a little more. I feel like unless you see them really working for it, unless you see them having eaten a piece of humble pie, Aries, you're really not into it. You're just kind of like, I'm not really interested in what you bring to the table. I'm going to be really cautious when it comes down to dealing with you. The next card you have are your hopes and fears for the outcome. You have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is fair. It's just. It's honest. You feel like this situation is fair. You feel like this played out the way it should have. Whatever happened, it doesn't always have to be cheating. It doesn't always have to be a third party. It doesn't have to be lying. It could be fighting. It could be the passion died. It could be, you know, you guys were more friends than anything and you weren't. But for whatever reason, this person seems to think that they can come back in and they're going to like pick up where they left off, or that they're going to come in and you're going to embrace them with arms wide open. And I just feel like, Aries, you're more apt to embrace somebody new, a new situation, than you are this past person, at least for now. And they keep telling me that, at least for now, just so you know, like literally they're telling, like the spirit just said, at least for now. So they're letting you know, or letting this person, and again, this cross watchers, this can be reversed, but I read for the sign that I read for, but they're telling me It's not necessarily that this is going to be completely over, this ex or this past situation, but for now, I just don't think you're interested in placating it. Yeah. And then you have judgment as your outcome. Judgment is looking back, but it's also looking at the situation and saying, no, there's too much pain there. There's too much hurt. There's too much. Now, it can be getting past it and maybe getting the closure that you're looking for. I do feel like for some of you, you're going to be able to say the things you need to say, but that still doesn't make you ready to embrace like a new beginning with them. It still doesn't make you ready to say, oh yeah, I'm completely over the hurt and the anger. You're kind of like, no, again, justice is served. Like, you heard me one too many times, or, you know, you didn't treat me the way I needed to be treated or deserve to be treated. And therefore, I don't know if I can see this through, but at least I'm getting some closure. You're also looking back and seeing where you could have done things differently. In every relationship, everybody plays their part. Now, people get angry when I say that, which I don't get. People are like, well, you know, but they cheated, they lied, they did it. Well, yeah, okay, but then did you stay with them 3 or 4 more times after it continued to happen? At one point, at a certain point, we have to say, you know, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Because, yeah, you may not have been the person who lied. You may not have been the person who cheated. You may not have been the person who, whatever. They may have wronged you. I get that. But how long did you choose to stay with them? How long did that behavior continue and you accepted it? So at some point we have to look back and say, okay, I accepted it. Now with the judgment card, I no longer will. I never will again. Now you have the Sun card here, which is kind of changing things up a little bit. It's seeing things clearly. It's the gray, you know, the gray skies have lifted, the gray clouds have lifted, but it's also solutions. It's a coming together and finding a solution. So you may find yourself intrigued by this past person coming in and wondering, is there ever a possibility that we could make this happen? Is there ever a possibility that we could come through and have a second beginning? I think that's freaking interesting. You have the Sun twice. So, you know what? Hey, Aries, maybe you will find solutions in the future. Maybe you will find some sort of solution. Maybe you will find something that comes to fruition that you guys can make this happen. The Sun is often thought to be Leo's card as well. So it does represent Leo in a certain aspect. So you could be dealing with a Leo or have Leo placements in your chart. But the biggest thing with the Sun is seeing solutions. So you may be open to hearing solutions. What I'm getting here, though, is that you need to hear it from them. Like, you need to hear from them what they want. You need to hear from them what they're looking for. You need to hear from them what their plan is, what their solutions are. And then you can see if that's something you can work with. Because again, this is clarity, enlightenment after a darkness. So the Sun comes out after the darkness, and the Sun can help move you forward. But whether you want to go forward with new or old is up to you. However, having this come in twice makes me feel like you could see yourself moving on. But if somebody came in and offered you a solution that is, you know, a truthful path and moving forward in a direction you could see yourself going, then you could possibly go back to the past. However, my concern with that is you have the 8 of Cups here, which is stagnation, dissatisfaction, not moving. And so I feel like this person may come in again with that, well, I'm here, hello, aren't you so happy I'm here? And they're like, oh, but let's move forward, I miss you, I want to move forward. And then it's stagnant. And then you have the Hierophant that comes in here, which is Taurus's card. And so you could be dealing with the Taurus or have Taurus placements. But the Hierophant is saying, like, you're going to go in the direction that you need to go. The universe is going to have your back here, and you're going to be guided in the way you should. I feel like some of you may give the second person a chance to at least, like, be in your life, take up a little space, all the while you may be dealing with new. I feel like you're going to have a little bit of both. Like, you'll be interested in hearing what this person has to say. You are interested in, you know, is there a possibility we could have a solution? But at the same time, you're not willing to sacrifice finding somebody new. You're not willing to sacrifice a new possibility coming in for this person who just hasn't quite been the best solution in the past for you. Now, what's interesting is you have the Fool crowning this, and the Fool is the beginning of the major arcana. It's a new cycle. It's a new cycle. It's heading in a different direction. I really feel like, Aries, even if this person comes in, you will listen, even if you think there's a possibility that you guys could find solutions. I still think you're going to choose new, or you're going to choose a different path, because then you have the Seven of Cups here, and the Seven of Cups is about temptation. It's about choices. It's about options. I think you're going to have other options, and you're going to keep your options open. You may still continue with this person. You may still continue to see what they have to say. You may still continue to talk to them occasionally. I just don't see this being the end-all be-all of where you want to be with this person. Yeah, because you have pride here, okay? And pride is saying, look, it's not conceited pride, because that would be if it was upside down. It's pride in knowing that what you deserve. And for whatever reason, like I said, this person's just bugging the crap out of me, because this person is making me feel like, who are you? Like, who do you think you are? You come in and you're all, hey, Aries, I miss you. And hey, Aries, how you doing? Aren't you glad I'm back? And Aries is like, are you serious? Do you know what's out there for me? Do you know the opportunity I have? Do you know that there's new love approaching me right now? That there are people interested in me? Do you know I'm ready for this new path, this new year, new me, the Fool coming in, the beginning of a major cycle? And here, the Seven of Cups, I have options. I have choices. You are not my bread and butter, so you need to get off your high horse. You want to come with something real, come with something real. Otherwise, you know, I'm good. Thank you very much. The next card you have is Elliot. Let yourself rest. The world will keep spinning. Let yourself rest, Aries. I feel like you kind of need it. I feel like you've got, whoa, like a lot going on. A lot of things to think about. But I do feel like regardless of new or old, no, I'm not going to say regardless of new or old, it's all going to be fantastic. I really think that new is what you're searching for. New is where your heart is going to lie. And new is where the possibilities are going to be. If it turns out that the reconciliation is positive and that the sun does hold solutions and they are good for you, then fantastic. But right now, I'm not going to sugarcoat the cards. It definitely seems like your options and opportunities are beyond what the past has to offer at this point.